Bears make crucial move as a big extension is announced today. Breaking news out of Chicago. The man, the myth, Tyson Bagent is extended. We'll get into it here shortly, but thank you guys for joining me once again on Bears Digest. I'm your host, Dylan Guinzy. If you have not subscribed already, please do so. It looks like 67.5% of you are not subscribed, so please do so to get these breaking news, rumors, updates, and everything going forward as we progress into the regular season. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyson Bagent, the man himself, has been extended. This tweet from Ian Rappaport here about an hour ago. The Bears are signing QB Tyson Bagent to a 2-year, $10 million contract extension with a max value of $16 million with incentives. His reps at Milk and Honey Sports and Key Player Management tell the insiders. CHGO Bears first had the deal which ties Bagent to Chicago through 2027. CHGO Bears there. It looks like Carm was on that one. If you guys do watch CHGO, Carm is a huge Tyson Bagent fan, so good to see he had the scoop on that extension. I don't think that we expected this here coming today. I think maybe at some point in time this could have been coming, or maybe in the works, but I don't think we kind of saw this sense of urgency getting our backup quarterback extended, but this is big, and I'll tell you why. One thing, there was rumors and reports of people calling the Bears, trying to see if they could pluck Tyson Bagent for a late-round pick off of that team. There were teams interested in him being a backup or a potential starter in the future, and ultimately, he was probably going to get a starting opportunity in the future, one way or another. And honestly, it's great to keep him on this team. He's a great backup. I think he's one of the top 5 backups, as I mentioned the other day after the preseason game and in that recap. He's one of the top 5 backups in this league. He has always been a pro's pro, a guy's guy. He's supportive to all of his teammates. He loves Ben Johnson and the staff. He grinds every single day, and this guy is just an incredibly hard worker and a great guy to have as a teammate. So I think this is a huge extension. And it just locks him in onto this team. It provides that clarity for Tyson that this team does appreciate him. They do love him. They want him on this team, and they don't want him anywhere else. They don't want all these conversations of, him going elsewhere to be a backup or starting elsewhere, anything like that. They wanted to lock him in, pay him what he's worth, give him that financial stability after he was an undrafted free agent that Ryan Poles uniquely scouted and loved that pick up from him initially, but we didn't think it was going to get this far, and he's stayed with this team, and he's eligible for an extension after year 3, just being an undrafted free agent, and they gave him that money and what he's worth. So super excited for Tyson and happy for him and his family going forward. Getting that amount of money as an undrafted free agent just shows that commitment and how dialed in he is to this team and how passionate he is about football. So that's something that you don't always get out of guys like this, and some of these guys kind of just fade away. They go on different practice squads throughout their careers, but Tyson was thrust into the starting role a couple years back. He performed about as well as he could have. He's smart and decisive with the football. Obviously, there's some physical things that maybe do limit him in some areas, but he's an amazing backup quarterback, and if, God forbid, something ever were to happen with Caleb Williams or something goes wrong, something like that, you're confident that he can come in a pinch and give you some productive play and run this offense. And obviously Ben and Ryan and the rest of the staff is confident in that as well. That's why they extended him. One thing I want to note here is these incentives. I'd like to see what these incentives are, what they kind of come out to be here. Obviously in this case, it's a little bit weird. You kind of hope he doesn't hit those incentives if they do kind of rely on him playing games and starting, because that would then mean that something did happen. So it's kind of a weird situation there. But overall, a 2-year, $10 million contract, that is life-changing for him and his family. So super excited for Tyson Bagent. And this is a crucial move to lock in your backup quarterback. I don't think people understand how important that is. Guys like Jimmy Garoppolo behind Matt Stafford. Sean McVay has always been adamant that a backup quarterback that is capable and knows the system, knows the scheme, has had experience in the NFL, is the backup quarterback. He's always been adamant on that, and Sean McVay does a lot of things very well. And he has Jimmy Garoppolo right now, which is obviously a capable backup, and you need that on good teams. You see it in Philadelphia as well with Tanner McKee. That guy has kind of picked up steam, and he was good when he started last year as well for that, I think, last game of the year, and obviously great in preseason too. He's a guy that if, Jalen Hurts went down, obviously they're changing some of the scheme and, play calls and things like that, but he's a guy that they are confident in that he can run the offense well enough with all the talent around him, and they can succeed and they can perform. So backup quarterback is paramount, and this is great news for the Bears locking in Tyson Bagent. As we discussed there a little bit last week, on a video last week about Ben Johnson, we put in this same quote, but this was just Ben kind of expressing his confidence and pleasure with how Tyson Bagent has handled everything so far. Man, he's been phenomenal, Johnson said of Bagent. I mean, he's smart as a whip. Appreciate the seriousness and intent that he brings every time that he walks into a room, meeting room, walkthrough, it doesn't matter. He's locked in. He's focused. I think his teammates feel that from him. Love the fact that he throws the ball and he keeps working through his progressions just so he goes home with exactly where everyone is going to be in case he had to move on. I think he has taken this seriously. He's preparing the right way, and I couldn't be more thrilled that he is here with us. So as you can see, Ben Johnson just putting in that confidence in Tyson, expressing his, expressing his appreciation for what Tyson has done in this new staff. This is Tyson's third staff, I believe, at least in some way, shape, or form. Right? Different offensive coordinators, different offensive coordinators, head coaches, everything in between. This guy's been through the ringer, and he's been there since day one. So Tyson, the man, Money Bagent, glad he has been extended. Can't wait to see him play in this preseason game after, fresh off a new contract. Probably get a signing bonus, throw in a nice new vehicle in there to drive to the stadium in. It's obviously on the road, but you get what I'm saying. So happy for Tyson Bagent. Excited to see what we got going on. They got a big padded practice here today, Wednesday, August 20th. So we'll kind of see how that goes, and we got some injuries that are coming out, so we do want to cover that here soon and kind of get into what's next on that front. Looks like the cornerback room is a little bit thin. Just kind of speaking into the future here, it looks like Terrell Smith is kind of done for the year with a torn patellar tendon. So we're kind of looking on some answers on other guys and Austin Booker too, different guys like that to see what additions may come in the future. But overall, Tyson Bagent extended 2 years on top of what he's got right now. Happy to have that backup quarterback in the room for the future to work alongside Ben and Caleb Williams as well. As for today, that is all we got. We'll be back tomorrow, and as always, bear down.